believe that that's just part of it. No, that's not part of it. And I don't want my kid, if any gay kids know that this is, oh, you're just going to end up a prostitute or a drug addict, like that's not part of it. And I don't understand how you don't understand that that's not part of it.
Because
that is a problem.
It has been part of it since the founding. Pride was founded by pretty much two very specific people who were both sex working transgender women of color. So to say that it's not part of it really belies the last decades of what we are taking the baton from something that was started by people. This film isn't about Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera, but it certainly is in conversation with their legacy. So I think it's a disservice to try and parse those things. And if I can just revisit what I was starting to say, intersectionality isn't just about someone who has 2 or 3 or 4 identities. The point is that when you find yourself in the middle of 2nd and Lincoln Highway, you're both on 2nd and Lincoln Highway, and you're somewhere else. The point is that looking at people who exist at the intersection illuminates something about both of the experiences that are intersecting, as well as something beyond them. So this film and the conversations that we expect to have afterward in the contextualizing panel, it's not a film about sex work, it's not a film about drug addiction, it's a film about much more than those things. The intersection of those things illuminates something greater than each discrete part. That's where...
You should see all people as people.
May I add something? I really quickly want to just confirm something, that when I said that we had already paid for the film, I meant that if we were to change the film, we just couldn't show it for free. I didn't mean that, oh my gosh, it's set. When you came in here, we very much were open to the conversation. I just want you to know.
Like that.
I just want to let you know that that was just the reality of it for us, though, was that if we changed the film, we wouldn't be able to show it for free. And that's just the reality of our situation. Not to say that we couldn't, but that I was just saying that that's the reality of now we're going to be excluding people for class reasons because they can't afford to watch a film. But that was the one thing I wanted to bring up, that, you know, I understand that is a part of it that as a committee we have to consider.
Should we just hand this up?
Oh. Trinity?
I'm gonna be frank, as I've been this entire conversation, as you all know I need to be. I feel like my frustration with this conversation has kind of stemmed from the idea of the purity culture that is kind of influencing a lot of pride events lately. To echo your own words, you shouldn't be proud of being an addict and things like that. And to go off of my point that you had brought up when I said to not feel pride is to feel shame about something, when we don't have these conversations and we don't talk about these very real experiences that are rooted in queerness, you know, when we don't have these conversations, you are kind of shaming it, whether you would like to view it through that lens or not, and it's okay if you don't, right? We all have our own lens to view things from, but I am very much proud to be an addict because that means I've survived a lot more than just, you know, being Black, being trans, being queer. It means I've also survived addiction. My mother was a sex worker, and she's very much proud of that as well because it shows her history. And to say that we should not hold those things to ourselves and be prideful of those things feels very detrimental to the conversation. It's honestly quite offensive if we're going to be completely open to each other and real. And I appreciate it because this is my experience. This is a lot of queer kids' experiences. Addiction rates, as well as homeless rates, as well as sex working rates amongst the community are high for a reason. Because when there is a disenfranchised group, they're going to turn to those things more. And to not have these conversations is not right to those who may face these challenges later on the road or have already faced them themselves. And that's really all I have to say about that.
Well, thank you. So, like I said, I mean, and to Beth's point, I mean, we did, as a committee, we did not have any conversation prior to this saying, you know, we're not changing the movie or anything. It is a reality of, you know, the finances. Dekalb Pride going into this year had $63 to our name because that's what we raised last year from the film, and you know, multiple nonprofit organizations stepped up to help make this happen, as well as local, you know, for-profit businesses that are supporting this. So again, all I can say is from this and continue to fine tune stuff for future years. I think it's some valuable feedback about the juxtaposition of the Pride March and the film, if we're going to do such a serious topic. So I think that's something that we can definitely learn and take away from this. I think that's all that we can say is, we're right here with you, and we will continue to try and learn and grow from this. And we hope that, we can garner the support of, everyone, not only in DeKalb County, but beyond, to celebrate the fact that not in just downtown Chicago, is there a pride, is there conversations about these topics taking place. Yeah.
May I share some maybe possible suggestions to, kind of finally come to a middle agreement here? Maybe at the end of the Pride March, we could end here or whatever, and, maybe either have we could maybe find another short film or something that can play prior, or we can maybe have a little event outside for the children, like do like face painting and stuff, we
There's
could,
gonna be cookies outside.
She
It's not
does.
understanding.
She's actually.
yeah, I mean,
face painting and
yeah,
stuff.
and bringing out bouncy house, just something that
Yeah,
where when you get here at the end of the parade, even if that movie was on a different day, even it's just or hours apart, or even on like when you go to the DeKalb website, it's even just like straight on like parade followed by this movie. It's not like separated from the Pride event, and I just don't feel that it is a movie to be prideful of. I know this is a hard topic, and I understand that maybe the community does need to talk about this, and maybe it is a good thing to have organizations that are going to come out as you guys and talk to the community that does need help in getting out of that situation, because ultimately I don't feel that the situation is a good situation to be in, and I don't think it's a good situation to show our kids or any young adult, even that's 18, 19, 20, susceptible to that. I just feel that it's sex and drug addiction programming. I feel like it's programming the LGBT community to be sex and drug addicted. And I don't feel that it's good to show even someone who's 18 or 19, because the movie does not show no light at the end of the tunnel. It does not show how to get out of it. And if there was just something to break that apart, like I suggested, another event or another movie, doing that one a different day, doing that one, maybe at midnight, like you do Rocky Horror, just something that for sure the youth is not going to be here.
Yeah.
And be because I just feel that by having the parade and then just coming straight here and going straight to that feels very grooming. It just screams grooming vibes, and we really don't want to be associated with those vibes, because we don't want the kids here. We don't want them to think that that's the life that they're going to end up in. I just, I don't think it represents the LGBT community in a positive light, and even if this is a tough subject, this is a tough subject to be had, not because it's an LGBT issue. It's not an LGBT issue. It's a drug and sex addiction issue, and that should be probably at a different type of event that highlights that, not highlighting the pride of our community.
Well, so real quick to try and wrap this up, because I know some people have to go to other meetings. So I think, great idea about the NA and AA organizations. I don't know if you're willing to reach out.
I will reach out. I can
Okay.
totally do. I know I already know some NA and AA
Okay.
resources in the area, so I'll reach out and get them.
So I think that's great. We can look at it today and talk internally, if it would work for us to bump back the film at all and provide kind of some more time for the Pride March. And then I guess I'll kind of put back on you. Is there something you're willing to help us with for the Pride March?
Yeah, we can help you fundraise too. We could,
Yeah, I've been in the film industry. I know I have a lot of friends
Lots
that
of
have films that I'm sure we can find a film a short or something that, maybe we could play for free.
Yeah.
If not that, I would totally be cool with doing, face painting and bringing out I have inflatables in a ball pit, and I have just like a lot of fun things. So
And Safe Passage can do bubbles and chalk.
yeah, and just try to keep the kids separate so we don't feel like we're funneling them in here to see
Yeah.
that, because I just don't
like
feel
that.
that that's appropriate.
Yeah, so are you willing to do that?
Yeah.
And participate? That would
Yeah.
be awesome. So let's look at that today.
We do
just
want to
talk with
we
the
definitely do
staff.
want to be a part of Pride. That's the whole reason we're here.
Yeah,
So
and we want you to be
a part of this.
So, So I think that would be awesome. I think we've got some great things that can improve. Obviously, we're only about a week away, so.
Try to change the marketing too. Like I said, the page, like, I just feel like
It's just
going
one
straight
word.
from the pride, like the,
If you go on our website, it's 2 separate events, and all of
Okay.
it has been marketed as 2 separate events.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
There's-
if you go on
there's
the
just one
Gibson's
flyer.
website,
Thank you
it's
so
all
much.
on 2
Thank
separate
you. We
events.
appreciate you coming out.
yes, thank you.
I will touch base with.
And the
Thank you,
Pride
Nancy.
March says in bold letters, all ages, and in the Tangerine, it says for mature audiences only. So all of the marketing, which has been completely controlled by me, has been very separately marketed.
Yes, that was something we really in-depth.
It was just the next sentence though.
Yeah. it
Right,
was-
but if you read like the actual sentences, it then says for mature audiences, and the others.
Right, I just don't feel like it should be part of
No,
Pride
it
at
says
all.
the movie is mature.
Right,
No, it says for
And it's not
it
a,
says for mature audiences, correct.
I just don't feel it's a Pride
Immediately after saying
movie
it's all,
to say, you know what I mean?
immediately after saying it's an all ages event,
I don't think
the
we're gonna
movie
come to
is
a
for mature
consensus on that
audiences.
portion.
No,
and
we're probably
especially
not. And
with
we're probably
us
going to get a
being
hold of our
different.
churches because this is ridiculous that you would even show this smut. It's absolute smut.
Okay, that sounds like that's
I
fine.
think-
And
I think we'll end
take
here.
it to another meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, everybody.
Thank you very much for coming.
Talk to you soon.
Drive safe.
I also have to.
Yeah, I think we're ending this meeting now.
All right.
I have a comment.
Here are your pens.
Thank you.
All right, everybody on the Zoom, thank you so much for taking the time to join today.